We're going to replicate this old crown molding, so we'll start with our usual zip with the multi-tool. So that's what we're aiming for, and I'll actually account for this caulking joint because that's what's up there. Step number 1, just a piece ripped at 1 inch by 5/8 with 2 5/16 roundovers. Step 2 is this piece. Step 3 is to add the cove. I use my Roman Ogie, which is a little too big, but that's alright, that's all I got. Step 4 is to get a little crafty with my jigsaw so I could rip down a 3/16 dowel because my table saw kept blowing it up. Then we just glue and pin the ripped dowel to match that. Last, we glue and nail our cap. And there it is. Take that paint off the existing piece and they're pretty darn close. Let's go install it. First I'll cope it, but I'm sure it'll need adjustments. Let's replicate a piece of trim with the closest I could find at my local favorite place in the world. Unfortunately, right off the bat, that flat spot there is much longer in the picture than I have here, so I'll show you how I work around that. First thing I'm going to do is rip just enough off of this side so that my flat spot will sit against my fence. You can see it's about 3/16 above right there. Now I use the scrap that I found in the ceiling to set my blade height for that first step down. Actually, no, I'm not. You can see that there's a strong 1/8 difference there, so I'm going to go an 1/8 lower than that. So there's the first step, not too bad. Now I'll take off the narrow flat spot. And if we're lucky, this rip will actually work as our last step down. Now I'll set my blade height for the second step down. Now I'm going to take this little sliver off, but I'm going to have my saw a little bit of a bevel because once I take this flat spot off, it's going to want to tilt, but that's okay. So we were able to recycle our little rip there. And once it's glued, tacked, and clamped, I'm calling it a success. Let's replicate a post base. Measurement. 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 Rip my 12-inch piece with my homemade track saw. Tack my big template underneath. Flush trim bit around the circle. 5/8 roundover while it's still attached to the template. Tack my smaller template. Flush trim this circle out. Wrote a 1/2 inch roundover with a 1/4 inch reveal while the template's still there. Cut my 2 12-inch squares. Glue. Stack. Tack. Square up the edge with the flush trim. Sand the edges nice. Glue and stack the 5/8 roundover. Glue and stack the 1/2 inch roundover with the 1/4 inch reveal. And there you go. Let's transform a post and cap to make it look more like the existing post and cap. Start with some outside corners. Rip this little flat spot off my base to better resemble the existing. Base cap's all glued and nailed. I'll take this old cap off. Took the old cap apart because the homeowner wants to use this again. Start with some cove molding. It's not a perfect match, but that's alright. Then a nosing that's also not a perfect match. Again, okay. Then a cap with a 12-degree bevel on top of that, which is a perfect match. Finally our cap, which isn't exact, but that's because they're different. Now I need to try to replicate this base cap using this piece of base. It's not exact, but nobody's breaking out the micrometer, so I'll glue those 3 pieces together. There's my replica base cap, and there it is. I'd say it's pretty close to existing. Definitely happy with it.